Hello and welcome back to The Witcher 3.
Place of power. Should draw from it.
Indeed we should, but first we have a wraith to contend with. A couple levels higher than us, but not a real issue here. Just one guy. He's gonna try to whack us with his lantern. We can use Axii or Yrden to stun him or slow him down respectively. Okay, come on, get over here. So that takes care of that, and we get some wraith bits as loot, but more importantly, by drawing from a place of power we gain an ability point as well as a boost to whatever sign the place of power represents. In this case it would be Axii, as the game was actually telling us there. Now we also picked up this wraith mutagen, so let's put that on one of these diamond-shaped slots here to give us a plus 50 vitality bonus. Now, if we actually had like green skills or green abilities in the main slots, we would be able to get a bigger bonus because it would match the color. But right now, we'll just keep boosting our fast attack because, you know, that is the sort of bread and butter type of attack that we will be using the most. So, makes sense to boost that to the max first. Now over here we have a key on this corpse. And we can also just about see a chest there at the bottom of the river, so let's just go see what that's all about. Here we get some goodies as well as these military orders that we will read underwater, which is always a good idea. And it seems there are some valuables stashed nearby, so we are gonna go and check those out. So it's just gonna be a short ride.
Run, Roach.
Yeah, nothing over here. But if we use art on this bit of debris, we reveal a path. And it is quite dark down here, so let's see if we can do something about that. So yeah, obviously these were the valuables that were mentioned. We get a beast oil manuscript page. Quite useful as that helps us do more damage to, well, beasts. We also get an enhanced saddle. Now that is of course an item for Roach, and yeah, just some lore here as well. Yeah, I think the saddles increase horse stamina. Then there's saddlebags that give us more carry capacity, and also a couple more bits of gear for the horse that are, I would say, a little bit less essential. There's the blinders that kind of help it so the horse doesn't get freaked out by monsters and that sort of thing. And over here we had another place of power, which gives us a boost to Igni. Now I don't quite remember the exact numbers when it comes to the sign boosts from the places of power. It's not like anything dramatic, but it's nice to have. Plus of course, extra ability points. Yeah, this raid decided to just kinda run away from us, but it didn't really go very well for it, so that takes care of that. Now, we're not gonna be using any of these swords because, well, we are going to get a better one, or at least a diagram for a better one. There's a letter from Witcher Colgrim of the Viper School. Kinda gives us some background on the whole scavenger hunt for these sword diagrams. For the Serpentine Silver Sword. And there's also one for the Steel Sword. But of course we are gonna have to find that first. This is kind of an introduction to the whole scavenger hunt quest stuff, because there is one for all the... Well, there are armor sets for all the major Witcher schools. And they have different properties. Some of them are for... Actually, hold on, I'll just get the skill point here. Yeah, being able to deflect arrows, quite useful. Because archers in this game can be really, really annoying. Yeah, there are armor sets for all the different Witcher schools, and they have different properties. Some of them are designed for fast, agile combat, and others are for more tank-style gameplay, I guess. And that sort of thing. All sorts of different effects. And here's a smuggler cache. It's just one of the many different types of icons on the map. I'm not gonna be going for all of the icons. At least, well, not the main portion of the game. White Orchard is small enough that it doesn't really... that it's, well, actually feasible to get all the question marks of the map. Also, we got some Drowner Brains from these guys, which means we can now actually make the Swallow Potion that we need. Both for one of the side quests and just in general. Because again, Geralt forgot to bring any. Yeah, 20-second effect duration. That is different from the previous games in which the potions lasted way longer. Might as well make these oils as well while we are here. Since we do have all the ingredients. I could also make salmon bombs, but I don't think I do right now. I do have to make some Spectre oil at some point. Now, Necrophage oil, of course, works on these sort of zombie-like creatures like ghouls and drowners and that sort of thing. And Beast oil is for, you know, wolves, bears, all sorts of nice woodland critters. Just put the Swallow Potion into one of our quick slots. Alright, so we are still looking for the other part of the Viper set. And of course it is in the area marked yellow there, up this hill. And for some reason I have always had real trouble figuring out how to actually, or how you're actually supposed to get up this hill. Because there is no obvious way up there. But there appear to be some like bridges, but they are broken. So what I always end up doing is I just Skyrim up this cliff here. Like there you can see this is broken, we can't get... well, there isn't a path here.
Come to Pappy.
And yeah, this is used as a bandit camp. Bandit camps, of course, a staple of open world games. Maybe a little bit too much so at this point. Now, Witcher 3 tries to kinda give them some type of background. Like these were supposed to be deserters who had taken up banditry and... yeah, this guy really didn't want to fight in the war and decided to go bandit instead, but... yeah, it didn't really go all that well for him, I guess. And things did not go well for Colgrim the Witcher. We did find his remains in the crypt, where we got the first part of the diagram. Or the first diagram, I should say. But now we do have the diagrams for both the silver and steel swords, so eventually we will be crafting those. Although we are going to need some more bits for them.
Stop whimpering, Hussar. We'll look for Bastion later, once it's safe.
Do that often? Talk to your dog?
It's my brother's, Bastion's. But guess he's mine now. See, Bastion fought the Black Ones in a battle just outside the village. Haven't had word of him since. I told him, do like I did, lose a finger or two so they won't recruit you. Too damn afeard he was. Bloody hell.
I'd walk the battlefield if I were you.
I did. Sea of corpses. And corpsers, feeding. Someone told me they're afeard of fire, so I took a torch, tried to chase them off. Horse shite, I tell you. Would have ended up eaten alive if it weren't for Hussar here. Listen, guessing you carry those swords for more than show. Come with me, keep the ghouls off. Help me find Bastion and I'll pay you well.
Fine, I'll help you. Just... been a few days since the battle. Chances we find your brother alive are slim. Very slim.
I would have thought, but I want to find his body at least. So Bastion don't rot there in the sun with the Black Ones. Meet me on the hill overlooking the battlefield. We'll move on together from there.
Well, we could just go there together right now. I will just follow him.
So many corpses, and the war's just started.
You're here, good. Bastion... his body must be here somewhere.
Among countless others. Want to examine them one by one? Could take a while.
You needn't fret. The recruits from White Orchard painted a small flower on their shields so as to be able to spot each other in battle. There was just a few of them. We look for the flowers, we'll find Bastion quick.
No offense, but many a soldier's dropped his shield. Especially if he was on the losing side.
If we find the shield alone, Hussar will catch the scent and lead us to Bastion. Come on. Sooner we get this done, the better.
There is some loot we can find here. Some of it is actually pretty useful, but most is just trash, so we don't really need that. Of course, we also have some ghouls here in the vicinity of a whole lot of corpses. So we'll just dispose of them. Right, let's see if we can actually find something around here.
That him?
No. Doesn't look anything like him. Come on, Hussar. Can you smell Bastion, boy? Still nothing.
Skin's burned off. Might be hard to tell, I know, but could this be him?
Bastion was big, broad-shouldered. This one seems smaller, but maybe it's the fire did that. He found him! Hussar's caught his scent! Come on!
But there is more. My lieutenant demanded we defecate on command. Ballista bolts, landing all around, and all he could say was, "A soldier with a full stomach will not step onto the battlefield." Now shit, that is an order. Can you believe it? The cretin.
Stop! You're killing me. My ribs. It hurts to laugh.
That needs a tourniquet. But first, want to explain what's going on here?
Bastion! Has this Nilfgaardian captured you?
No. He saved my life. I got a cut to my side, and then got hit in the head. Couldn't see anything. Rosinia found me as he crawled across the battlefield. His legs twisted. And so we were. A blind man leading a cripple. Found this place.
I'm taking you home. We need to see to these wounds.
I won't leave Rosinia. Alone he'll die. And he can't go back to his home. He's deserted. They'll hang him.
And what if they find him with us? They'll hang us all, my Laisha included. No, the Blacken stays here.
Bastion only made it with the Black One's help. Maybe you ought to show him Nordlings aren't as barbarous as Nilfgaardians make us out to be.
Well, I could give him our pa's clothes, teach him to work the field. But that accent... Fine, I'll take him in. Thank you, Witcher. Your reward. And the gods protect you.
Well, that ended about as happily as anything good in this game, so... So let's hope everything works out for them. Good dog.
Oh, move it.
Hey, help a fellow traveler.
Oh, what is it now?
What happened?
Monsters. Monsters from the swamp. Folks said the road was fraught with peril, but I wouldn't listen. Got my comeuppance now.
Less moaning, more details. What happened, and how can I help? And remember, I don't work for free. Witcher's code and all.
Well, was on my way to the Black Ones to trade. Suddenly my horse got spooked, ran clear off the road. We hit a bump, I went flying and the horse and cart rolled on. Then I heard bubbling, neighing, slurping. Something came out from the muck, devoured Asher, hooves and all. No doubt my goods are still on the cart, but I'm too afeard to go and see. Thought maybe you... I'm most concerned about a little box. Bring it to me. I beg you.
Fine, I'll go. Let you know if I find that box.
Now Geralt there mentioned the Witcher's Code, which is actually complete bullshit that doesn't even exist, he just made it up. Well, didn't made it up just now, but just made it up in general.
Tracks. Rode off into the swamp.
It's just something that he pulls out whenever he needs to. Let's just replenish our necrophage oil here. Because we are heading to the swamp, and that is a pretty common place that drowners and that sort of guys might hang out, so that's just a bit of preparation. There's also a bee's nest, so let's just ignite that so we can get the honey, so we can sell it to Tomira later. Yeah, I see some drowners wandering around.
Carts riddled with arrows. Interesting. I should take a look around.
Well, drowners, as far as we are aware, do not use arrows. So, well, these guys certainly don't. So we will have to investigate further, but let's just get rid of these fellas first. Physics. The ragdolls are not quite as janky in this version as they were in the original. Because they would do weird stuff at 60 FPS.
Didn't mention this.
And especially at higher frame rates. But yeah, we found some more arrows. Let's just grab some of this stuff from this cart, because I don't think anyone's going to be needing that. Before we find the box, let's just have a bit of a look around, see what we can find. Now that is an explosive barrel. I think we saw one earlier, but yeah, we can set them alight with Igni.
Square in the neck. Good shot. Either the merchant's got serious memory problems, or he's lying. Must be that box he mentioned. Splattered with blood. Human blood.
Oh, and you find the box?
Yeah, found your priceless chest. And someone who looks an awful lot like a cart driver with an arrow through his neck. No dryads in these swamps, and never known a drowner or a water hack to use a bow. So lacking any other suspects, I'm guessing.
Watch out! Behind you!
There's nothing behind me. I'm a witcher, I'd have heard it. Just like I can hear your heart, which is pounding, like a liar's. Best hope you're a better rider than you are a liar.
He's not.
Let's go.
So we can either follow him the whole way, or we can just kinda smack him off the saddle. As we're about to demonstrate.
Whoa!
Gotta get him out of here. Wake up. See? Can't run from the truth. Not even on horseback. Now who are you, and why'd you attack that cart?
Private First Class John Giermer, Temerian 6th Division, 2nd Regiment. Disbanded, but still active. Underground, in the woods. That was a medical transport. I'd be damned if it reached the Black Ones. And the medicine, our lads could use it too. We've many ill among us. You let me go, and they might live and fight once more for a free North.
Fine. Go. And may you and your soldier buddies hiding in the bushes be victorious in your struggle against Nilfgaard.
You've a vile sense of humor. But you're a decent man. Here, the gold I promised. Use it well. Drink to the Silver Lilies, and to Foltest's memory.
Now Foltest, of course, was the former king of Temeria, and in The Witcher 2, The Assassins of Kings, Geralt was kinda framed for assassinating him.
Come on.
And that was a whole thing, we're not gonna go into that right now.
Elsa bears her rump for the Blackens.
Instead, we'll be going to visit the herbalist, as we are right next to her hut. I'm sure she won't mind us grabbing some of these.
Yes?
Tell me something about yourself. What's your story?
A sad one. Do you know the Temple of Melitele in Alanda?
Do I know it? Can't remember how many times I've been there, how many times Mother Neneka stitched me up.
We must have missed each other. I started to become a healer under Mother Neneka. I was but 18 when they took me in. An age at which teachings interest one far less than love. There was a boy, Goslav. He'd bare his chest to work. The novices couldn't keep their eyes off him, tripped over their own feet, dropped things. I left the temple for him. We passed a lovely summer together, and then he left. Neneke refused to take me back. My parents uttered not a word. Gave me a travel cloak and a small coin pouch. I struggled long to find a place where I'd feel safe, needed, until I finally arrived here. End of story.
Well, we have at least learned Tomira's backstory now.
Lena, swallow.
First sign of spring. Symbol of rebirth. Fitting as names go.
We'll see. Like I said, could harm her. Deeply. Works on me immediately. But I have a faster metabolism. Effects won't appear in her case for a few days.
Why'd you choose this in the end?
Decided it was better than doing nothing.
I like you, Witcher. Here. A small gift. For giving a damn.
Yeah, you can choose just not to give the potion to her, but we get so much stuff for completing this quest that it's really worth doing. I was gonna stand here for a bit to just kind of look at all the stuff we get as a reward for completing this. Yeah, some books actually give us entries to the bestiary, which we should look at some point. But that's not all. Specifically, we got the bestiary entry for Noon Wraiths as well as Plague Maidens.
yes?
as well as some recipes.
Got any herbs you're willing to sell?
I'm sure I can find something.
Now, of course, we also need some ingredients to make anything. Just got some more on sale as well, so let's just grab those two. This will take a while, so I'll just skip ahead in a moment. Because I do really need to make a certain type of oil. And with that done, let's go and see about the Twitcher contract. There was the whole thing about the Devil by the Well on the notice board earlier, so let's go see what that is all about. First we just steal all their flowers, as you do.
Peasants do the dying.
Greetings, good man. Having trouble with your well? That's what I read.
Aye, 'tis haunted. Has been for a good 20 years.
20? So why'd you put out a notice just now?
'Cause earlier on we drew our water from the river. But so many corpses floating in it after the battle it's turned noxious. My daughter Mandy drank half a pitcher. Felt dreadful ill, can't keep nothing down. She grows worse by the day. Herbalist claims you fight a fever with drink. And not beer nor cider, but water. Clear, pure water. And where am I to get that if not from the well? But first, the ghost's got to be driven away. And it don't let any man near.
This ghost. Describe it for me.
Well, it's awful frightening. Awful.
I meant, what does it look like?
It looks like a woman, but fresh from the grave. Wears a dirty dress, all rags, its skin flaking off its bones, and it howls like it's suffering.
Some wraith. Or maybe an alp.
If you don't wallop it, Master, if you don't take care of it, that is, it'll come kill me daughter.
Now we could haggle, but there's really not much point. We don't get that much more even if we're successful.
Fine, I'll help. Where's this well?
In Havel, a settlement on the heights. It's abandoned now, no one ventures there on account of the ghost being about. Drive it off, please.
Yeah, generally I don't really haggle unless the quest giver for the contract is a complete jerk. If it's just some random peasant, I generally just don't bother haggling.
Damn, dear, strip the bark off the trees again.
I am too soft. So over here, let's see, what was I actually doing in here? Yeah, we do have a skill point available, so let's just max out our muscle memory and increase our fast attack damage as far as it can go. And here we are at the village, so let's see what we can find.
The infamous well. Strange, no sign of a ghost. Maybe it only shows at a certain time of day. Grass around the well's scorched.
Also, we get some pretty useful stuff for alchemy as well as crafting here, so we should probably just take whatever we can. as we investigate the area. There was a book that we saw there, so let's just have a look at that.
A journal might be useful.
Yeah, that tells us about the history of the village. These people kind of get away from the lord of the area and started their own village, but then the lord came to town and something appears to have happened. Right, well, that was informative, but doesn't really help us with our immediate issue, which is to find the spirit.
Bodies dried to a crisp. Signs of burns. All signs point to a noon wraith.
And it just so happens to be just about noon. Let's actually read the bestiary entry for the noon wraiths, since we got that. Yeah, vulnerable against Spectre, Oil, Irden, and... what was that bomb? Hold on. Moondust, yeah. Yeah, so we got the Spectre, Oil, and the Irden, so I think we should be able to handle one of these. But of course we are also going to need something else. We can't just defeat the thing.
Something's tied the noon wraith to this place. An object doing here. Something she needs before she'll leave this world. Straight attacking from the well.
Okay, I think that was 2 or 3 lines just completely overlapping. But yeah, Geralt was saying that something is tying the spirit to the well. So even if we defeat it here, well, I guess we don't really have much of a choice. She will be back. Okay, get over here.
She fled, but she'll be back tomorrow. Something's keeping her here.
Yeah, and you could see that until we used Irden, she wasn't actually corporeal, so we could really hit her with the sword. We can use Moondust or Irden to sort that out.
A man, stabbed with a knife, died on the spot. Animals fed on his body, picked his skeleton clean. More bloodstains over there. But it's not his blood. Bloodstains, barely visible. Someone was dragged this way. Someone who was still alive.
Yeah, for some reason we couldn't look at these earlier.
Palm prints in blood. Small hands. A woman's. Someone dragged her out. She was wounded. Fought for her life. No body in sight, but might still find some tracks. Under the right conditions, bloodstains can remain visible for decades. Another print by the well. Bloodstains, almost faded. But the line's taut. Something's not right. A corpse, hanged by the bucket rope. Woman the journal belonged to. Must be. Wide pelvis, small jaw. A woman. Around 30, judging by the teeth. Left arm's missing. Need to cremate the remains. Gotta find the object that binds her to this place before I do, though. Was she wearing the bracelet from her husband? Might be why her arm fell off. Gotta jump down there. Hope I don't break my legs.
Now, if you know what you're doing, you can just jump right into the well and skip the entire investigation part. But of course, I wanted to show it all off.
Gotta jump down.
Yes, thank you. I thought you might say something different, but no, it was just the same thing. So let's see, we do have a bit of stuff here in the water, so let's have a look. That will do it. I don't think there's anything else in this cave.
Lucky not to come up empty-handed. A bracelet with an inscription. To Claire, from Volker. Bracelet must have belonged to the woman in the well. Lovely craftsmanship, but I'll have to burn it with the body to get rid of the Noon Wraith for good. Better do it near the well.
Now, one thing that was mentioned in the bestiary entry was that Noon Wraiths can appear at other times of day, but they will be weaker. And they will be especially weak at night. So we'll just meditate until 10 PM. Yeah, nothing else here. There is a potion that increases Geralt's lung capacity, but we don't have that yet. Alright, now all we really need to do is to make our way back to the well and light the fire. I think we have done all the preparation that we need.
Right. Brew some wraith oil, drink some potions.
Yep, we've done that. But thanks for the reminder. I know this fight can be kinda tough for... Oh, hold on. I actually do have to apply the Spectre oil. Still had the Necrophage oil on the blade. Yeah, this fight can actually be kinda difficult for first-time players. For a variety of reasons.
And the bracelet. Igni.
So yeah, of course we know what to do, so this is not going to take very long at all. just keep her in the Yrden and that'll do it.
She's gone. For good.
Yeah, if you fight her during the day, it is of course a lot harder. It's still completely doable, but fighting her at night is going to help. Also, at launch, the console version of the next gen update, or the current gen update, I guess, it had this sort of weird problem where it would stutter whenever the quest completed pop-up would show up. I think that has been patched out since then.
Job done. The well was haunted by the ghost of a woman who was killed there. I drove it away.
I just hope every unburied wretch don't start haunting us. Well, that battlefield's gonna cause us a heap of trouble.
If they do, you know who to contact. Meanwhile, Claire, Volker, names ring a bell?
I don't know him. Though I did hear our herbalist Tamira mention a Claire once. Same one, maybe? Your reward, Master Witcher. The gold I'd hid away for Mandy's dowry. Without you, she'd never have lived to wed. Now, there's hope for it, at least.
I'm too nice.
At this point, doubt I'll ever marry. You keep the coin from Mandy, her wedding. Raise a toast to my health then.
Thank you, Master Witcher. Them's warm words, you've a good heart. But I can't let you go empty-handed. Take this, at least. Good luck.
I think this might actually sell for more than we actually get from the... Oh, he also has an emerald. But we're not going to steal that. Although we could use it for crafting. We can also use the amethyst for crafting, which might be helpful. But right now, let's go and ask Tamira about Claire.
Listen, ever heard of a woman named Claire? Lived around here?
Heard of her? A mild way to put it. Claire was a friend. The only person dear to me in all of White Orchard. Until her husband, Volker, quarreled with the lord of the manor. He then gathered the family, moved out into the woods to start a new settlement. The lord and his retinue rode there to convince them to return. They were to be civil. No forcing, no bloodshed. But you saw. Word is Claire said something about the lord's son, Florian. Something that made the lord furious. But who knows the truth?
Lots of misfortune for such a small village.
'Tis so in every village. Even the smallest. You need only ask. But let's not end on a teary note. Here, a bit of solace.
We did of course hear about Florian from Mislav the Hunter, and with that information we can kinda piece together what happened to, well, to make the Lord so angry that he would do what he did to Claire. But that is for the side content in White Orchard for now, or at least the side quests, so next time we'll be finishing the cleanup and starting the main plot, or continuing the main plot.